Hello everyone, Alzion the Great here. Welcome back to League of Legends Manager on MOBA GM. Here we sit in the 2023 power rankings for this season. And SI Gaming currently sits middle of the pack, although on the lower side of that middle. After a, I would say, pretty, eventless off-season. But certainly a eventful preseason, as most of our players got better, including our best player from last year, Netherrose. Also, someone on the bench by the name of Temple has jumped up to 71 overall, and has actually legitimately made me question Shaba's job security, especially if we don't do good this year with Netherrose in the mid lane. But before I go any more onward, there's some moves that I want to share with you, especially concerning Paladin. Obviously, last year for Paladin, if we can go here, did not work out. They went 9-13, missed the playoffs, and it was just not a really good season from Paladin. But this year, Paladin might have a chance. 4th ranked prospect in the game, Venus. I did not talk about him because I assumed top lane was stacked, and he was not even going to be close to Paladin's top laner this season. But he jumped up, Shapko jumped up, and I think most surprisingly, Zach the Clerk, Knight, jumped up. As you all know, last year, Paladin for the first 10 games of the season did start Knight due to Sanders' injury, I assume, or whatever reason that they had for not starting him. And now, with Sander gone, Knight should be the starter. And if they roll with Milikoff at support, like I hope they should do, instead of Trident, Paladin is a very dangerous team once again. The next team I want to look at is Crystal, who did sign the 3rd best prospect in the game in Omari Rune Blackman. They also signed Jace. Obviously they lost Dualstock this season, but Crystal is not exactly projected to be super good, but they did sign Rune. They also signed Chameleon, former top laner for Crimson Esports, obviously before Sandy got there. And yeah, they signed him. Also, I think worth noting, last year we saw R1's potential jump up to 95, and although it went down to 90 this season, R1 jumped up to 88 overall. Also, Bane, the backup mid laner on Quantum, is 80 overall, so he's gonna find a way to play eventually, I hope, as Monte is still starting in the mid lane. Yeah, Quantum got better. One of the biggest prize free agents in the last class, Corbin, actually re-signed with Aether Wolves, along with the Rookie of the Year, Ollivander, the standout 80 carry in iMain, the jungler in Bobo. But yeah, we did that. They re-signed Corbin, and they're looking to repeat as champions this season. Also, I mentioned Quantum. Crystal lost Dualstock. He signed on with Primal Gaming, who also signed DeAndre, Death, Maitland from Crystal as well. And this team is looking now to potentially contend for a title. Also, worth noting, champions a couple years ago, 207 Shock, picked up Nashimu Gresham. And he jumped up as well. They also picked up Flipper, who could potentially start this season. Nashimu was the 8th best prospect in the game, and he was an 80 carry prospect, so he was obviously the star 80 carry from that draft class, as Pulsa did not work out for us, as it seems to have done at the entirety of the series. But this is our roster. Obviously the Sour Shop, Netherrose, Tornado, and Delhi to start the season. I'm expecting 5 to 7 wins. I think we can do something similar to last year. I hope we can do better. I mean, I think we're kind of close to the playoffs. I mean, we're getting better, no doubt about that. We're getting better, but it's still a long way away until SI Gaming becomes the true team to fear in the league. If you look back at power rankings again, Quantum is your #1 seed, although I think pretty much Paladin, the 207 Shock, Primal, all of them have a chance, and that's not even counting the defending champs, Aether Wolves, who are down in 7th right now. The league is full of talent, and it's time for people to start separating. So let's get into the first season. Last episode we had an issue where I could not draft for the game. Not sure why that happened, but yeah. Here's our schedule. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be drafting anymore in this series. I do need to set the champion patch, but we'll do that. I'll do that in a moment. Here's our schedule for the season. We'll start off against the defending champs, the 207, or not the defending champs. The defending champs are Aether Wolves. That's our second game. We start off against the 2021 champions in the 207 Shock. Then we face the defending champions, Silver Dragons, and the Imperial Aces, taking on the Shock again in the first 5 games of the season. Basically, for this year, I want us to contend for the playoffs, and if we're not, probably gonna try and make some changes. Although I can't really do a whole bunch. Excuse me. I can't really do a whole bunch of changes, just simply because the only person that I can really set out is like Shaba. But yeah, I think Shaba is definitely being looked at big here, because yeah, Shaba can get better, but hey, if Temple does better than him right now, I'm willing to completely bench Shaba and go with Temple as our starting jungler, but I don't know. Probably not. If we're doing really bad, then we'll sub in Temple. Most likely, we're going to start Shaba for at least most of the games. Everyone else, with the exception of maybe Delhi and subbing in Quebec, we're probably just going to roll with who we have right now. So, we go put in the champion patch real quick, and then we will get on with our season. Okay, so the champion patch is edited. I guess I will show you that right now. Stats. So, in the top lane, Mordekaiser is the biggest threat. However, Echo, Karma, Rumble, Silas, there's so many things you can flex that can also go top lane. In the jungle, Kindred and Skarner are your big boys. Obviously, Echo is still there. Olaf has moved into the jungle as opposed to the game, only putting him top lane for some reason, so I decided to put him in the jungle. In the mid lane, it is Orianna, Victor, and Zoe. Obviously, there's still all the flex options you can imagine. AD carry a bit, limited. Tristana is kind of the best. Jhin, Jinx, Kog'Maw, Lucian, Kai'Sa, and Aphelios are the other ones of the 2s. And then at support, it is the Enchanter meta with Sona and Soraka. However, the counters with Leona and Blitzcrank are also pretty good. So, that's your meta. And here's our schedule. Obviously, we've already talked about it a little bit. I don't really plan on drafting, at least for this. I want to get through 6 games, so we'll see how it works. Let's go ahead and sim a week. And we lose to the 207 Shock, starting Nashimu at the carry. They're also, look who they're starting at support. It's Flipper. Obviously, teams in this game, for some reason, make decisions to start certain players over the other. I guess B-Song doesn't have any traits. So they are starting James Flipper Ricketts at support. So we lose to Flipper to start off the season. And obviously the reason I didn't check the roster beforehand is because I go through and auto all the rosters, so B-Song is in the starting spot. So yeah, there's that. Our next game is against the Aether Wolves, who have not played a game. So I don't know who they're starting. Go ahead and sim a week. Another 4-8 loss. As it looks like they're starting everyone that they should. And yeah, Shaba got all the kills on Nocturne. Other than that, we got demolished. I mean, like, utterly demolished against the Aether Wolves in that game. The third game of the season is going to be against the 1-0 Silver Dragons. Starting, I guess they could have started Zeus. Diona, I believe, Diona was a top 10 prospect. I am pretty sure about that. Yeah, Silver Dragons. See if we can beat them. We do lose in a much closer game, however, to the Silver Dragons. Tornado did absolutely great on Vayne, 5-1 and 3, but was not enough to overcome the dive comp of Karma, Zach, Akali, Kalista, Nahal. That is tough for a Vayne to navigate, even in real life, regardless of how good Tornado was. That is tough for a Vayne to navigate. Here, 3 games in for us, only a couple games in for the rest of the league for the most part. Once again, SI trending towards the bottom. Also, Crimson Moon, 0-2 to start their season. And I see why. I don't really know what to do for this. I'm gonna try and edit these players. Because, like, there's no reason. I mean, I can see why Doll would be starting. And XS obviously has to start. But Sorrow should not be starting. And yes, Sorrow did get a team, so Saint's rival is there. But Sani should be the starting top laner, and I have no idea why he's not. That is literally going to cost Crimson Moon. If they wanted any chance at winning this year, they need to play Sim. Sim this next game. We lose to the Imperium Aces. As, yeah, we're just keeping on losing. There's literally, like, I don't think I can even change anything, it's just, we keep losing. Another game, another loss. 2 against 207 Shock, although to be fair, they got Soraka this game. Why are we picking Yasuo? Oh my gosh. Yasuo is, not like I have a personal vendetta against Yasuo's or anything. Quite literally, Yasuo is the worst in everything in this meta. I'm not kidding you. Go to the mid lane, go all the way to the bottom. Yasuo is literally the bottom of the barrel in everything. 4 is the lowest you can go. And we just picked Yasuo. I need to draft. This is dumb. This is utterly retarded. Can I please draft? Oh my gosh. So the only thing I can really edit is kind of what we focus on. And basically, we are going to camp our mid lane this season. I don't know why it worked last episode in that weird segment before the offseason, but drafting is broken now. We're going to have to figure out how to control the game from there. Yeah, we changed up our style, I guess. We're going to camp mid lane. And we lose by 1 turret to Jade Crown. Oh man. We are just not winning at all. 0-6 once again. Crimson Moon's 3-2. Okay, so that's how you fix it. You edit the play. So Sani is starting once again. So for this next episode, I'll go through and make sure everyone has the player that should be starting. But thank you all for watching. My name is Elzin the Great. We gotta start winning. Something has to change. My name is Elzin the Great, and I will see you all next time.